offer for our esteemed audience across the globe. The new AIT Cloud TV is an online streaming service that offers you attractive opportunities to view our rich, exciting, and entertaining programs anytime, anywhere. AIT Cloud TV is available on the web on www.ait.app, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Android TV. You can also download the mobile app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Simply connect to the internet, download the app, register, and watch live or catch up on unlimited hours of exciting shows. AIT Cloud TV. TV on the go.
Okay, welcome back to the program. Clement Eze, the Director General at Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, joins me now for us to take a look at the cost of flooding in Nigeria. Welcome to you, DG, and thanks for joining us. Now, let me start by asking you this question. I know I saw a warning from your agency some time ago. Yes. The question right now is that what is the cost of this flooding now? Because a lot of people say, okay, because Cameroon opened these dams. Some people say, okay, the rains are too heavy, too much this season. So what exactly is the cause of this flood?
Thank you for the question. First and foremost, if there's no rainfall, there will be no flooding. Now, what happened this year is that even as predicted by NIMET, we experienced quite above normal rainfall in several cities in Nigeria. When it's above normal, it means there is an average that is expected. Maybe over the past, say, 10, 20, 30 years. He said that the one of this year will be above the average of all those years for majority of the cities in Nigeria. And that's what actually happened in the sense that this year, the rainfall we had this year has been quite enormous. Likewise, the flood. This has exceeded that of 2012. So what happened is that many locations in Nigeria experience heavy amount of rainfall over a short period of time. What we call high rainfall intensity and for a shorter duration. For instance, you have to pour a bucket of water in this place. Gradually you drop it maybe for about 2 hours. You have to see the effect. As you are dropping it, it is drying up gradually. But if you empty it, instead of about 2 hours, you empty it in a second. So what happens? There will be a deluge in this place. So in some locations in Nigeria, for instance in Jigawa State, a place that is supposed to experience about for maybe say 4 or 5 months of rainfall in the year. The rainfall that is expected to experience in a year of period of rainfall, you saw it in a few days or few hours. So heavy rainfall, shorter duration. If it has spread over the normal length of the rainy season in the year, you won't feel it. So that's what happened eventually. So much rainfall over a short period of time.
So much rainfall. What is the cause of this?
It's climate change.
Climate change.
Yes. For some locations, we tell you, for 54 years we've been here, we never seen this kind of rain. Several locations in Nigeria, They've never seen it for 60 years. Those who are quite old will tell you what is happening now. We never experienced it before. But then, that is the precipitation, the rainfall. What happens on ground? The anthropogenic activities of man. What do we do with our environment? What are we doing in our environment? That helps to exacerbate the already bad situation. When you build and block drainages, or you don't even put drainages at all on our streets, or the buildings are blocking, there's a warning in the city. We are going ahead with more demolitions. About 700 people houses have been, whether you call them houses or shanties, have been removed as we speak in the city. And they're saying we are still going ahead to do more.
Okay, the question is, because this is the worst flood ever.
Yes.
The last one that happened that was less than this was in 2012.
Yes.
I remember I and my colleagues then were caught up in the middle of it in Kogi State, precisely Lokoja, when we were going for the governorship debate. I don't forget that experience in Kogi, in Ondo State at that time. I and Imoni Amarere and a few of my colleagues were caught up. We were in Lokoja like 2 a.m. When we're coming back, the bus we were in was ferried on, and is it a canoe now? We call it. Both us and the canoe were on that water trying to get to the other side. So it was a horrible experience for us in 2012. I never forget that experience. Now the question is, 10 years later, we are now experiencing a flood that is worse than that. What is exactly wrong with us as a country? Because at that time we have had 10 years experience. Is it that why did we not fix the issues at that time? Because at that time too, we were told that Cameroon opened its dam. So what exactly is the problem? Now,
it is what we call in hydrology a return interval. An event that takes place, has taken place today, it may take another cycle of say 10 years or 20 years or so on and so forth. So we are beginning to believe that kind of rainfall or the flooding issues have a maybe 10-year return interval. Then, proper to your question, you see, there is this lackadaisical attitude of Nigerians. At times we say, it won't happen. It won't happen. There are many things that could have been done piecemeal. Yes, people talk about dredge of rivers Niger and Benue, which is a very humongous project to dredge River Niger from the what we call Lower Niger, say from Baro down to Warri and so on beyond. It's a huge project, but there are so many things we could have done within our cities by the sub-nationals. That after receiving the advisories, like those of us, the agencies that are forecasting, we only issue advisories, like in advanced, climbs. Before you go out in the morning, you watch for the advisory given to you, and you heed. But here, nobody will listen to you when you release it. Apart from and because the airliners understand the implication of flight. When NIMET or the weather forecasters have told you the atmosphere is not proper for you to fly, they won't fly. But apart from that, most of the advisory being given, people don't heed to it. Now, why? I think 2 days ago or about 3 days ago, in one of the Niger Delta states, it is at this time that they are using an amphibious equipment to be excavating the drainages in October. We expect that after these warnings are given, you can clean your drainages, deseed small rivers within your own territories. You can just deepen their current capacities. Now the question is, how do you give them the warnings? Do you just issue press release and hope that media stations will just take your press release, or put it in? How do you have states? Do you have branches in other parts of the country? Do you engage with the state government, like write letters to the appropriate? Some of them have Ministry of Environment and all of that. Do you engage with them, or is just you just come, you put your press release and expect everyone will see that? Thank you so much. That question is quite germane. The issue is, this is a major activity of Nigeria and Local Service Agency. Issue of prediction of flood and the issue of early warnings. Likewise, NIMET does its own. Now, when we finish the scientific preparation for the flood outlook for the year, the Honorable Minister of Water Resources, for this year's own is the 7th one, the same minister has been doing public presentation, Engineer Suleiman Adam. Now, ahead of the public presentation, which is widely publicized, he personally authors letters to individual governors in Nigeria and tells them these are the locations in your state that our prediction has raised red flag on. These are possible things you can do now that we are not yet in the flooding era. So this is done. And the commissioners of environment, commissioners of agriculture in all the states, permanent secretaries, they are notified. State emergency management agencies, they are equally notified in writing with the same document per state. And these are properly delivered to the government houses in each of the states in Nigeria. But the fact that they don't believe it or they don't give it serious attention, but I'm believing that may be a paradigm shift from next year. See what the calamities we are seeing all over the country. According to NEMA, 603 people have died so far. Over 2 million people have been displaced, and so on and so forth. So we do the needful, and we follow it up with a sensitization program. We can, much as we have offices, not everywhere in Nigeria, but we go from one zone to the other. We bring them as a cluster and tell them this is what we have predicted that's likely to happen. And it's always good to err on the side of caution. Do what we are asking you to do, even if it doesn't come to pass, you are safe.
Okay. The question also again is, Cameroon issued a warning this time. What happened?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I know that because Cameroon issued a warning. The Lagdo Dam, they did.
Well, after the 2012 flood incident,
yes, the
two countries began to talk. And then, after several diplomatic moves and so on, movement traveling from here to there, a memorandum of understanding was drafted.
Yes, between both countries after 2012.
His Excellency President Paul Biya was in Nigeria in 2016. I met with our President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, and they endorsed an MOU. I have a copy of it. There are two structures in Cameroon that are quite vital or have resource implication on Nigeria. One is the Lake Nyos, which in 1986 August exploded, threw up poisonous gases into the atmosphere. Eventually, it flew or moved and entered what we call Kasenala River and killed several animals and human beings. Poisonous gases. Although Cameroon is degassing, it tries to reduce the gas so that it won't burst. So Nigeria had built Kashimbila Dam that in the event Lake Nyos, natural lake, it breaks. Kashimbila Dam will catch it. Then Cameroonian Lagdo Dam, before you release water, notify Nigeria. In 2019, they released water, Nigeria wasn't notified. I was in Morovia, October around 28, 29 October 2019. The flood level in Cameroon, in Yola, Adama was rising, Newman, and they had to call me from Yola office. I called Cameroon, they denied it, that they didn't open their dam. I kept pressing because it was rising up to Taraba, eventually coming into Benue State, and then they owned up on the 1st of November 2019. We opened the gate, spillway, on the 10th of October and closed it on the 31st, making 21 days of spilling of water. So they didn't notify us. Now this year, when Nigeria was experiencing heavy rainfall locally, local rainfall, torrential rainfall within Nigeria, and many communities or states have been submerged due to what we call urban flooding. I kept calling them, this is what's happening in Nigeria, please notify us in the event we'll be opening your dam this year. They gave me the history that we opened last in 2019, which I'm aware. Then I kept following up. On the 14th of September, I called the same discussion. My friend there, a colleague, said, sorry, we opened the gate yesterday at 8:50 a.m. and we've been spilling water at the rate of 615 cubic meters per second. We opened our gate yesterday. So I just want to straighten it out that they didn't notify us formally. I kept pressing from time to time to know what is happening. So they opened their gate.
So there was not an official notification.
There's not official.
It was just because of the relationship
because of 2019, the other Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, had to write a letter, strong one, to the Minister of our Foreign Affairs Minister here, and then directly showing him what has happened. That please get in touch with their counterpart in Cameroon, and to know why they didn't follow the spirit of the memory that have been signed. Well, you know what happened in diplomatic circles, so I don't understand what went for it. But for this particular one, which is the third, 2012, 19, and this one, 2022. Now,
the other issue is that Nigeria also has a responsibility, because it's not that anytime Cameroon opens a dam, we sneeze, we die. Because that's what's really happening. On our own part, they built a dam. What were we supposed to do? Because it's taken, this last 10 years ago, we were in this same situation. 2022 is worse. I don't hope that in 2032, we will still be here. God keeping us alive, we will say 10 years before it happened. Yes, because it's, for me, it's really an embarrassing situation. Nigeria is even the biggest economy in Africa, the biggest country with the largest population. Cameroonians will say, you guys are not even serious, because you needed to even do your own part of it at that end, so that we don't experience any time that Cameroon opens the dam, Nigerians die.
But as I was coming here, somebody sent a clip to me, of like the dam spilling water, and there was a voice over, somebody was talking at the background, and then I think it's a Nigerian also, but you didn't see the picture of the person. You know, given the history of that Lagdo Dam, which I am quite confident with, that in 1977, when they began to build, the advanced Nigeria please build their own buffer dam within their own territory, and then the government at the time, we did a design of what we call Dasen Hausa Dam in a community or village called Dasen Hausa in Fufure, local government in Adamawa State. So it's supposed to be about 2.5 times the size of that Cameroonian Lagdo Dam, and we have so many components of it. Unfortunately for us, that time we may say the economy was quite buoyant, and maybe they didn't see the necessity to build it. I mean, Nigerian government then. So, and I know what it could be quite exorbitant embarking on such a project now, but then it could have been something easy to be done. But in the interim, we keep talking about having small earth dams on the tributaries of the Benue, for instance. There are many rivers within Nigerian territory, downstream the Lagdo Dam, that are very prolific, that empty into River Benue main channel, that's helping to cause this flooding. We have Donga, we have Taraba, we have Gongola, these are rivers that Nigeria could put dams, small dams. It will reduce what is entering to exist. For instance, that of Kasimbila Dam in Taraba State, almost 27% of what enters into River Benue channel. So that goes a long way, apart from hydropower and whatever it's waiting to do if Cameroonian Lake should break. So, but for now, it's also helping to regulate what enters into River Benue. So, we expect that something so much is being spent on rehabilitation, relief materials. It can bring back even life. Like they say, about over 600 people have died so far. So, the earlier we take the bull by the horn to see what could be done. I listened to my honorable minister. I think last week on Al Jazeera.
Yes, I saw
that. He thought of the drawing, the ministry, to review the data was almost 40 years ago.
It's for me, even as a Nigerian, I'm so upset and embarrassed, and even it's shameful that we're talking about these things. It's as if you are talking to a child and the child is not listening or recalcitrant. That's how it's seeming like, or that's how it is actually. Now, how bad will this flood be? Have we really seen the worst? Or, because we're still in October, how bad will it still be, or will it get worse than this? And when are we expecting, perhaps, I'm even surprised, even in Abuja, that rain is, the heavy rains in the past few weeks. I'm surprised at that. What can this be?
See, in 2012, the highest, local is the epicenter. That's where we take the measure. 2012 occurred September 29th. The height was about 12 point, measured from a zero gauge.
Yeah.
Now this year, that's from 12.84. This year, 2012, occurred on the 4th of October. And
the water level.
Water level, flood.
From the ground.
Yes, there's a measurement. We have equipment there.
Yes.
So 2012 was 12.84,
okay.
and it occurred on September 29th. So this year, it occurred on October 4th, and that was 13.22.
Okay.
Higher than the 2012 flood. Meters.
Okay.
Yes, sorry, meters.
Yeah.
12.84 meters. Now, it has been receding. I think as of today, yesterday was about 12.21.
Okay, so
it's going down. It's going down. Yes, Lokoja. Okay. And then I spoke, I think around 8 p.m. last night, I was in touch with my friend in Cameroon. So, but I wanted to know, because when we spoke last, he said they might stop spilling water middle of October. So by 40 feet, I tried to reach out to him. We talked at length yesterday, both chat and he said that they are spilling water from 615 cubic meters per second to about 1,000 cubic meters per second. But as at yesterday, he said it was 200.
Okay.
So it is coming down, and that they might stop around 29th of this month, October. Now, the issue is, this has a travel time. Like what we say that Lokoja has receded or is receding. When is receding? Where is it going to? It's going to Bayelsa finally. That's the last point. So we're expecting that, like the question was posed to me from Bayelsa, to know when are we going to see the ground properly.
In Bayelsa, yes. I was coming to that too. Since so it's traveling to Bayelsa.
In a queue from what happened in 2012, we're expecting that by the middle of next month completely. It will
totally
be quite
recede.
Yes.
And the water is going where? On the ground? Or where is
it's
it?
finding its way to the ocean, but we feel because Bayelsa is almost below the sea. So it depends also what is happening outside Nigeria. The issue of melting of the ice, when it is swelling, maybe vessels moving, it will still try to push the water upland.
Okay, the question is, do you measure the volume of water in Bayelsa to, or the Lokoja own is just what you measure actually? Once you measure the volume of water in Lokoja, that gives you an idea. Do you go to measure the
we have
measuring
equipment also down that side, because we collaborate with the Shell. We wanted to put some stations in that area because it affected so much in 2012 and even this year. Someone was almost crying last night. So many oil wells have been overtaken.
Yeah.
So we couldn't enter those areas because of the problem of security. That we spent some days in Delta State to move to Bayelsa and other places to put our measuring equipment. But however, like I said, whatever happens in Lokoja gives you an idea. Like also we have one at Onisha by the bridge. What they call it? Is it a naval base, something like that, or marine police? Now under the umbrella body we call Niger Basin Authority, there are 9 countries brought together by the Niger and Benue system. We collaborate very well so that if anything is happening in Niger Republic, because they know that if from Niger will enter Nigeria from Kebbi State. So once we have a red alert in Niamey, we already know what is going to happen in Nigeria. So that collaboration. So whatever we get any information about Lokoja, we know what is going to happen downstream, Delta, Edo, Rivers, Anambra, and then Bayelsa finally.
Okay, which states, as we wind down, because I know you have another engagement you've got to go to quickly, which states have we experienced the worst of this flooding? I know Kogi, Bayelsa, Anambra too.
Jigawa.
Okay.
Over 96 people died in Jigawa State. And several farmlands washed away. The same thing happened in Anambra. Go to Obaro, go to Izayamelo, something like that. So many places have been submerged. Even story building the total ground floor is overtaken. So people are just staying over. I don't have the money to get what to eat. So all the states that are contiguous to rivers Niger and Benue
affected.
Lokoja, that's Kogi State, Edo Delta, Anambra, Rivers and Bayelsa, and then Adamawa State. But then inland, because of local rainfall within, in Jigawa, even Yobe, Bruno. So eventually no place is spared of this.
And just as I let you go, of course, this flooding, the impact is so much, not just even for those in Abuja. For us in Abuja, yes, we've been experiencing fuel scarcity, fuel queues as a result of that, because of the transport value chain has also been affected. I wonder what inflation rates will be in October, because the last one that came out, 20.77% from the NBS. When they release October, I guess that the flooding would also be a major component because of the supply of food, transportation, and what have you. But I'll say thank you for coming on the program today. I have to leave you now so that you go attend to something else in your office.
Yes,
thank you very much. I hope to have you again soon, and I hope in the next 10 years, by God's grace, we'll not be talking this again.
Yes, we'll not be.
All right, that's the much you can take with the Director General of the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NISA. That's how it's been called, Clement Eze. We've been talking about the flood, and you've Clement Eze, and you've been hearing it from him as per the expectations for this flooding that has ravaged many parts of the country. Let's quickly take a break. When we return, the program continues to stay.